are going to delve in to the pelvis, to the core, to breathing. And we're going to do some movements that are going to help bring awareness to this area of your body and strengthen your abdominals. My friend Hannah here is helping me today. And so you're going to start laying on your back, on either a mat or a comfortable floor. Feet are going to be hip-width distance apart. And Hannah, walk your feet a little forward for me. She's going to have her arms nice and long. And she's just going to bring her awareness for a moment into her pelvis, into her breath. And then we're going to ask her to move into an exercise called pelvic bowls. And we think of the pelvis like a bowl of water, and the base of that bowl is your sacrum, is the part of your pelvis that's on the mat. And in that bowl is a little water. And we're going to have her, on an exhale, spill the water towards her belly button, which flattens her low back into the mat. And then she's going to spill the water the other way, which arches her low back. And keep going. Exhale to draw the low back into the floor. Inhale to take the low back away. Now you can make these very small, you can make these big. You want to do what feels comfortable on your body. How about 3 more? Feeling that motion happen at the very, very base of your pelvis. The sits bones, the tailbone moving under, and then moving away. And now let's find a place between those two positions. So she's right there in between. She's not in a big arch, and she's not flat onto the floor. Now I'm going to have you bring your hands to find those bony landmarks, called the anterior iliac crest. Not important, but we're going to put that in there anyways. And we're going to bring those hands right to that bony landmark, and then we're going to slide inside that area to that little fleshy part, okay? And then we're going to keep the pelvis still, and I'm going to ask her to find her breath. So you're going to inhale into the low belly, let this area expand. And then she's going to exhale, and she's going to feel how the belly draws down, and then inhale again into the very base of your pelvis, keeping the pelvis still. Exhale, just your breath. The breath on itself will lower, and she can exaggerate that exhale as she keeps going. So inhale, exhale, and you might start to feel a little tightening under your fingers, a little lifting up through the center of the body. And if you don't feel that, that's okay. You will over time. Inhale, exhale, deepen, drawing up. Beautiful. One more time. Take your time on the inhale, take your time on the exhale. Beautiful. Now you're going to bring your hands to the waistline, right between the ribs and the pelvis, right? The love handles. And now we're going to breathe laterally. So our breath now is going to go out into our hands, into the sides of the room. Inhale. On the exhale, you're going to feel the waistline narrow. We call this the internal corset, narrowing of the waistline. Exhale, you'll feel it naturally draw in, yes? And then you get to exaggerate. These are your obliques, your transverse abdominis help with this as well. Exhale, and you're just using your breath to begin this journey of strengthening your abdominals. Inhale, side. Exhale, draw in. One more time. Inhaling, laterally filling up your hands. Exhale, narrow the waistline. Beautiful. Now bring your hands by your sides, and let's put that a little bit to add some movement to that. So she's going to keep her pelvis still. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, she's going to see if she can engage her core and bring one leg up to tabletop. Here, let's inhale. Start your exhale first, then bring your other leg up. It's very tempting to go fast, but we want to go slow so we stay in those deep abs. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, especially in the beginning. Inhale, exhale to lower. Just one more like that. Then we'll speed it up. Inhaling, exhale, engage. Feel that engagement that comes from the exhale itself. Beautiful. All right, let's just stay here at tabletop. Okay, so now let's do some tapping. We're gonna let the breath come and go, but every time you exhale, make sure you engage your abdominals, engage your core as you move the legs a little more briskly. All right, go ahead and start to tap one leg and then the other down towards the floor. And I like to think of leading from the thigh bone so that we don't just bend the knees, which you're doing great at. And then you don't also, you don't need to touch the floor. Go only so low that it feels good on your body and that there's no strain on your back. And every time you exhale, remember to engage. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs to tabletop. Bring them all the way together so you have one leg. Now, this is a small movement for most of us. You're going to keep your back where it is. Take the leg slightly away. Inhale. Exhale, pull back into the center. Good. Inhale down. Exhale, pull back 2. We're just going to do 5. Inhale, pull in 3, 4, and only go so low that it feels comfortable on your body. This could be super small. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Now we're going to add one more little challenge. So you're going to inhale, take the legs slightly away. On the exhale, she's going to start to pull her thigh bones to her chest and slightly try to pull her tailbone up off the ground and lift the shins up and then back down you go. Inhale, a little bit away. Exhale, pull the thigh bones. Start to tuck that pelvis under you, lifting the tailbone, even a micro amount. Inhale, exhale, pelvis curls just a little bit. See if you can get the tailbone off the ground. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, pull in, slight tailbone curl under. Beautiful. And then right leg down, left leg down. Bring your arms up to the sky, interlace your hands, and place them behind the base of the head. Now the pelvis gets to stay still, elbows lift about 45 degrees, and we're going to do an exercise called a head float. A little more upper abs here. So we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, and I'm going to have you lift up. Think of up. So oftentimes, you're going to stay for a minute. We'll roll, curl in, and that's okay. But for this exercise, we're going to think of those low ribs pushing down, and you're lifting up, an upward diagonal. Beautiful. Inhale down. Let's do 8. Exhale up. And lower, and lengthen that exhale. 2. Careful not to pull on your head. 3. Finding the ribs to draw you down and in. 4. 4 more. 5, 6, and eyes a little bit lower. 7, there you go. Pushing the back of the ribs down, front of the ribs forward. 8. This next one, I want you to come up and just pause, just an ab pause. And find that lateral breath. When you inhale and laterally move the ribs out, exhale, narrow the waistline, maybe come up a little higher. Aha, and then inhale, back down you go. Beautiful. Arms by your sides. Let's just open up the front body with 2 bridges. So you're going to inhale, push down with your feet. Just lift the pelvis straight up. And we want to have one long line here. We want ribs, hips, and knees, one long line. So soften those ribs a little bit. Yes. Push with your feet to get up a little higher. Find your footprints. And then lower that spine all the way down. One long line. Beautiful. One more. Inhale, push down, lift up, opening this front line. Ribs, hips, knees, one long line. Take a breath. And then lower down, nice and long. Then you bring your arms straight up to the sky. One leg up, tabletop. Other leg up, tabletop. We're going to do a little exercise called dying bug. She's going to keep her back flush to the mat. So push the back down into the floor. Beautiful. And that's the focus. You want to keep your back pushing down into the mat, lengthening it long, and then she's going to challenge that by taking one arm. Let's take the right arm, left leg away from center. And then pull it back in without anything changing in her center. Inhale and exhale. And if you find that it's easier to exhale out and inhale in, do the breath pattern that's best for you, that keeps you connected to your body. Good. Keep really pushing down the ribs into the floor. The back of the ribs stay on the mat. Let's do 2 more each side. Beautiful. Only going so far out that you stay connected to the center. Pull back to center. The last one each side. Good. Pushing down into the mat. Last one. Pull in. And then just hug the knees into your chest for a moment. A little rock side to side. And then we're going to go to our last strengthening exercise, and it's going to be a side bridge. So go ahead and roll to the side and come on up. And I'm going to have you on your right side. Perfect. I'm going to have you bend your knees. Heels are going to be slightly behind you. And you're in a long 90 with the legs. And just like she's doing automatically, she's bringing this shoulder, this arm way under her. And we want to make sure this arm is under her body. Now she's going to bring her attention, place your hand on your hip. And she's going to slide this hip down And then she's going to bring the hip up. Good. She's going to do that a few times. Slide down, feel that length, and then back up. One more time. Slide down, and then come back. And this time slide down, stay lengthened. Bring this arm under you a little more. Keep this long position of your pelvis. Push down with your feet and lift yourself up. Beautiful. Yes. And we want to feel this side of our body working. Do you feel these obliques? Perfect. Take a breath and lower back down. And again, re-lengthen that hip bone down. Push with your legs, with the feet, stack those feet and lift up. Nice. One long line. Strengthening the side, waist, those obliques. And down you go. Last time. Lengthen the hip, press with the legs, push the floor away. Beautiful. Very nice. Let me have you lift your tailbone down a little bit. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes our pelvis goes into an arc. So we just want to check. Make sure the tailbone stays lengthened underneath you. Do you feel that's a little more work? Yes. All right. And then lower down. And let's go to the other side. And the setup is the same. We're going to have the legs stacked just over each other. And we're going to start on this side with the hip hikes. Shoulder is underneath you, and then we hip hike up, and each side feels a little different, yeah? Up, and then lengthen down. Beautiful. One more time. Up, one more time down. Keep this hip lengthened and bring that shoulder under you just a little more. Okay, beautiful. Keep this length. Find your legs. Push your legs up. Yes. Nice. Good. And that tailbone lengthens a little bit under you. Yeah, perfect. Push, push, push. And then lengthen back down. Yes, awesome. First, getting that hip to be long, then she presses with her legs. You feel the side body. One more time, Hannah. Down, push down with the legs, push the floor away. Push, 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 come up a little higher. One breath. Then down you go. And go ahead and rest in a little child's pose. Knees can be wide. If child's pose doesn't work for you, you can lay on your back with your legs into your chest. And I'm going to just place my hand here on the back of her core, right? Low back, low ribs, back of her core. And she's going to take 2 breaths into her back body. And if you're at home, you're just going to imagine that someone had their hands on your back and that you are breathing up into their hands. Inhale, you fill up those imaginary hands. And you exhale, and you let those hands sink into your body. One more time. Inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. And go ahead and roll up.